The story of Islam begins in the 7th century CE. It was in the bustling city of Mecca, nestled in the Arabian Peninsula. Mecca was a major trading hub. It attracted merchants from far and wide, yet it was also a city steeped in polytheism. People worshipped a multitude of gods and idols. The Kaaba, a sacred cube-shaped structure, stood at the heart of Mecca. It housed the idols of various tribes, making it a site of pilgrimage and religious significance. This was the world into which Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was born. Life in Mecca was often harsh. Tribal rivalries were common. Social injustices prevailed. Amidst this backdrop, a young man named Muhammad would rise to challenge the existing order. His message of monotheism and social justice would resonate with many. This would change the course of history. Muhammad was born in Mecca around the year 570 CE. He was orphaned at a young age. His early life was marked by hardship. He was raised by his uncle, Abu Talib. He worked as a shepherd and later as a trader. Muhammad was known for his honesty and integrity. He earned the title Al-Sadiq, the truthful, and Al-Amin, the trustworthy. As a young man, Muhammad would often retreat to Mount Hira for solitude and contemplation. It was in this cave, years later, that he would receive his first revelation. This event would mark a turning point in his life and the history of the world. When Muhammad was 40 years old, something extraordinary happened. While meditating in the cave of Hira, he received a divine revelation. The angel Gabriel appeared before him. He commanded Muhammad to read. This marked the beginning of a series of revelations that would continue for the next 23 years of his life. These revelations form the basis of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. The core message of the Quran is simple yet profound. There is only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. Islam calls upon people to submit to the will of God. It emphasizes the importance of leading a righteous life based on faith, compassion, and justice. The 5 pillars of Islam form the framework of Muslim life. These are the 5 fundamental acts of worship. They serve as the foundation of Islamic practice. These pillars are Shahada, declaration of faith. To believe and testify that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger, Salah, prayer. To perform 5 daily prayers at prescribed times, Zakat, charity. To give a portion of one's wealth to the poor and needy, Sawm, fasting. To abstain from food and drink from dawn to dusk during the month of Ramadan. Hajj, pilgrimage. To perform the pilgrimage to Mecca once in a lifetime if physically and financially able. These pillars are not just rituals, they are acts of worship that connect Muslims to God. They foster a sense of community, compassion, and self-discipline. These pillars guide Muslims towards a life of meaning and purpose. Section 5. Trials and Triumphs, the Hijra. As Muhammad spread the message of Islam, he faced increasing opposition from the Meccan elite. His monotheistic teachings threatened their power and the polytheistic traditions of Mecca. Persecution against Muhammad and his followers intensified. In 622 CE, facing threats to their lives, Muhammad and his followers migrated to the city of Yathrib, later renamed Medina, which means City of the Prophet. This migration, known as the Hijra, marks a pivotal moment in Islamic history. It signifies the establishment of the first Muslim community and the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Muhammad established a social order based on justice, equality, and brotherhood. Section 6. Expanding Horizons, the Growth of Islam. After the Hijra, Islam spread rapidly throughout Arabia. Muhammad's message of monotheism, social justice, and equality resonated with many. His exemplary character and leadership inspired people to embrace the new faith. Within a decade, most of the Arabian Peninsula had embraced Islam. The spread of Islam was not solely through conquest, it was also facilitated by trade, missionary work, and the appeal of its teachings. Islam's emphasis on knowledge, reason, and the pursuit of truth attracted scholars and intellectuals. This led to a flourishing of intellectual and cultural life in the Islamic world. Section 7. A Tapestry of Cultures, Islam's Integration. As Islam spread beyond Arabia, it encountered diverse cultures and civilizations. From the Byzantine Empire in the west to Persia in the east, Islam interacted with and absorbed elements from various traditions. This cultural exchange enriched Islamic art, architecture, science, and philosophy. Islam's message of unity and brotherhood transcended cultural and ethnic boundaries. While upholding its core principles, Islam adapted to different contexts. It fostered a rich tapestry of cultures and traditions within the framework of Islamic beliefs and values. Section 8. Living the Faith, Practices and Traditions. Beyond the 5 pillars, Islamic practice encompasses various aspects of life. Muslims strive to embody Islamic values in their daily actions, from personal hygiene and dietary guidelines to social interactions and business dealings. Islamic traditions emphasize the importance of family, community, and service to others. Hospitality is highly valued. Acts of charity and kindness are encouraged. Muslims celebrate religious holidays like Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha with communal prayers, feasts, and acts of generosity. Section 9. A Code of Life Values and Ethics. At its core, Islam emphasizes ethical conduct and moral uprightness. It promotes values such as honesty, integrity, compassion, forgiveness, and justice. Muslims are encouraged to treat all beings with respect and kindness regardless of their faith, ethnicity, or social status. Islam prohibits oppression, injustice, and exploitation. It encourages Muslims to stand up for what is right, to speak out against injustice, and to help those in need. These ethical principles guide Muslims in navigating the complexities of life and in building a just and compassionate society. Section 10. A Lasting Legacy, Islam's Global Impact. From its humble beginnings in Mecca, Islam has grown to become a global religion with over 1.8 billion followers worldwide. Its impact on history, culture, art, architecture, science, and philosophy is undeniable. Today, Islam continues to shape the lives of millions. It provides spiritual guidance, moral direction, and a sense of community. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, understanding Islam is more important than ever. It fosters dialogue, promotes tolerance, and builds bridges of understanding between people of different faiths and cultures.